Well, hey there, everybody. I'm Dr. Mark Hatala, and I'm broadcasting to you today from the conference room that's across from my lab and next to my office. And I thought that I would go over the design problem homework. Okay. So, let's talk about these. The first problem, a researcher wants to see which is easier to learn hard-pronounced syllables or easy-to-pronounce syllables. Two lists containing either 20 blah, blah, blah. You can read for yourself. You could run this either way, but you would probably run it within subjects, within groups, because you can. Okay? The independent variable in this study is whether they're easy or hard to pronounce, and the dependent variable is going to be how many people can write down from memory. Problem 2, the cleanser manufacturer. Okay, so they produce different types of Scrubbo that are identical except for the background color of the label, and the sales are monitored for the next 4 months. How could you run this study? Well, you have to run this one between, I'll put BS, VG, because you're using the products are exactly the same. It's just that the labels are different colors. And if you put them side by side on a shelf, then people would think they were different products. And that's not what you're trying to measure. So you have to put them in different stores, which makes it a between subjects design. So it may be in different areas of the country or something like that. The independent variable is the color. The dependent variable is sales. Number 3, a child psychologist is trying to determine the effects of cloth versus paper diapers. And day-old infants are used to begin the project. Day at which they don't need diapers anymore will be determined. It's one of those ironies of life. You begin in diapers, and if you live long enough, you end in diapers. So how would you run this? Well, this one's easy. You have to run it between subjects, between groups, because you can't potty train a kid, okay? The independent variable, type of diaper, which is fun to say. I encourage you to say that at home. And dependent variable is the number of weeks that it took in order to potty train the child. Number 4. Researcher wants to determine whether rats learn a complex maze more quickly when practice is spaced, meaning spread out in time, rather than massed. The effects of massing practice trials are compared to distributing practice trials. Similarly, when you study for tests, some people use massed practice and some people use spaced practice. So some people cram and some people study for the entire term. As to how this one turns out, it says at the last, it comes down to the last line. The number of trials needed to learn the maze, meaning that there's one maze, perfectly will be counted. Because there's only one maze, you have to run this between subjects or between groups. Okay? If you had multiple mazes, then you could run the rats differently in different mazes. But we have to run this between subjects, between groups. The independent variable is spaced versus mass practice. The dependent variable, number of trials until they learn how to run the maze perfectly. Last, the Burpo Beer Company's test marketing flavored light beers. We would run this one within subjects, within groups. We could run it between subjects, but we want people to taste each beer and then give some rating on it. And so therefore, the independent variable is the different flavors, and the dependent variable is the ratings of those flavors. So I hope this makes sense to you, and you understand why the studies are run the way they are. And I hope you're having a great day wherever you are.